happy Friday the 13th, everyone, and what's a better way to celebrate Friday the 13th than watching a Friday the 13th movie on Friday the 13th? And I chose to watch the 2009 remake, which, looking at my channel the other day, I have not reviewed this movie, which absolutely shocked me because I think this is a very unappreciated and a very underrated remake. This is not talked about enough. I think for how great this is and for how close it stays to its source material. This is a damn fucking good remake. I've never got the hate. I've never got the hate for this movie. This is, in my opinion at least, this is one of the much better horror remakes in recent memory. I like a lot of things in this movie that a lot of critics and just normal moviegoers don't like in this movie. So this is going to be a bit of a controversial review or opinion on this movie. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate comments, but that is okay. I'm willing to have a discussion with everyone in the comments about what your thoughts are on the 2009 Friday the 13th remake. So yeah, jumping right into the Friday the 13th remake, let's start off by talking about the positives. And the biggest positive for this movie, and I'm sure everyone can agree on this, is the carnage candy, the blood and gore, the guts, the everything this movie offers as far as kill scenes. It delivers in spades. Every kill in this movie, I think, is a highlight. I don't have a particular favorite kill in this movie because I think each kill or death sequence is as good as the last one. I have my favorites. I think they are all fantastic. I think all of the prosthetics and all of the makeup and what's displayed throughout the film, I think the makeup work cannot go ignored in this film. I think it's a massive positive, not only from what we're seeing, not only on how those scenes are directed, but also the behind the scenes of it, the makeup and all of that goes into crafting these death sequences. I think it's pulled off. The payoff to it, I think, is incredible, and it definitely utilizes its R rating extremely well. This is a Friday the 13th movie that takes itself really seriously. So it goes back to the first four Friday the 13th movies that, while they were self-aware, they were a lot more serious than some of the future installments that went a more silly direction. This is a return to form for who we know Jason as, for what we go to a Friday the 13th movie expecting to see. All we want to see in a Friday the 13th movie is, we're not there for characters, we're not there for the story, we're there to see Jason fuck up some people. The movie does deliver on that, but then on top of that, another positive which I didn't expect in this movie, especially it being a Jason movie, which it's not really known for this, but the characters in this movie, I did say this was going to be a controversial opinion, and this is where it kind of comes into play. The characters in this movie I actually enjoy a lot, Trent, Bree, all of those characters from the first scene that we see them. I know a lot of critics and movie reviewers out there say that the characters in this movie are annoying. For me, they are a lot of fun. There's a lot of good banter, there's a lot of good conversations, there's a lot of good scenes in the first act with work with them as a group, drinking and just having a good time, and that's kind of what we expect from a Friday the 13th movie. There's not too much characterization given to them. While there is one character in this movie that I do really like a lot, Clay, who his sister has gone missing, and he's going around to all the police stations and neighbors and gas stations asking if they've seen her around and all that, and his mother recently died from cancer, and so there's that as well, which there's only really one scene about that, but for the most part his whole character arc or his whole character story is him trying to find his sister Whitney, which was one of the characters that we saw in the first 20 minutes of this movie. And speaking of the first 20 minutes of this movie, oh my god, this is probably the best opening sequence to a horror slasher movie I have seen in a long time. Like, this and Scream, I think, are up there for me as the best opening sequences in a slasher flick. For sure. The opening 20 minutes of this movie are so intense, and it's just like, it's very gripping. Shit hits the fan about 6 minutes into this movie. Jason is going after these people one by one, slaughtering them, and it's a great way to open your movie. It's a memorable way to open your movie, and those first 20 minutes, it's directed so perfectly and with so much care, as is this whole movie, in my opinion. Like, this is a movie made by Friday fans for Friday fans, because throughout this movie there are like Easter eggs and references to Friday the 13th Part 3, Friday the 13th Part 2. As a Friday fan watching that this time around now, officially like watching all the Friday the 13th movies, there are definitely a lot of references and nods to past Friday installments and entries, which I really liked, because it's, as a Friday fans, it's like it adds an extra layer to the entertainment value and the enjoyment factor of this movie. Another huge positive that we have came to expect in this franchise now is the nudity, the sex scenes. How are they in this movie? The chicks in this film, oh my god, probably some of the most attractive chicks in this entire franchise, I'd say. Some gorgeous women in this film, and it also has great sex scenes, which is definitely a plus for this film, because, you know, that's just like, that's a part of the slasher formula now. Like, whenever you watch a slasher film that is rated R, like, you're guaranteed to get two things: gore and nudity, and this movie is a combination of those two, like together perfectly. Not mention this, Derek Mears as Jason. This guy knocks it out of the bloody park. This is my favorite portrayal as Jason in this entire franchise. And I think there's some great Jasons in this franchise, but Derek Mears is up there in top two for me, because this guy gives an intimidating performance as Jason. Like, this is the type of guy, if he started walking towards you, like, you do not want to fuck with him. Like, you just want to turn around and just start running the opposite way, because it's just, whenever he's chasing someone, he gives so much energy, like, to this role and performance, like, just in his stance, just in the way that he the way he hunts down his victims and his prey. Like, he gives an amazing performance here. For problems with the movie, I would say maybe at points the dialogue isn't the greatest, but at the same time, like, I'm not here to listen to dialogue. Like, I'm here to see Jason kill some folks, and on that level alone, this movie succeeds. But then if you are looking at it from a story factor and a character factor, the movie is weak. Like, story-wise, like, I think this movie, for the most part, is well executed with how they handled the first three movies into an hour and a half film. Like, I think they did a really good job. I think mixing three different Friday the 13th movies and three different stories, like, into the one film. I think that's a hard task, and I think for the most part, I think they do a really good job here of executing that. Guys, yeah, I think this is a truly underrated Friday the 13th movie, and this is a movie that I don't think gets enough praise for how good it actually is. But yeah, if you haven't seen the Friday the 13th remake, go out and watch it. And if you have seen it, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you think it was meh, or did you really not like it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening or night, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye.